Hi, I'm Allie.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm from Blacksburg, Virginia.
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
16 years old.
15.
And we're in Lisbon, Portugal, at the Lime.
Yeah. It's very historical, but no one really cares because there are pastries
that are absolutely delicious, the best pastries in this country and probably the world.
Stijf de wine. Perhaps. They're kind of messy.
But they're absolutely delicious.
They're just like cream and stuff.
With cinnamon and sugar on top.
True.
And they're warm. They're only 90 cents.
Which isn't bad, although, you know, like American money, that's like $1.40, $1.50.
True. Anyway.
So
there are a lot of amazing foods in this country.
Such as pastry.
Also bacalhau, which we all learned to love.
Which is pretty much dried, salted codfish.
Rehydrated, which is absolutely disgusting the first few times you try it, but you learn to love it.
It takes about 6 months. Then there's feijão, which is pretty much, it's just a lot of sausage and beans. Feijoada, sorry. It's really, really good, although she doesn't like it, but she's crazy. So, yeah. And then there's, of course, soup.
This country eats a ridiculous amount of soup. Before lunch and dinner, you'll have a vegetable, it's just like vegetable
There's pumpkin soup.
Broth soup.
Then there's celery soup. Then there's, what other kind of soups?
Potato soup, squash soup.
Oh,
My family eats a lot of watercress soup.
True. Chicken soup too.
I don't eat that.
Well, yeah, you're vegetarian. Duh.
Being vegetarian in this country would be really, really difficult. I've incorporated fish into my diet because it would just be too difficult without it. Being vegan would be next to impossible. Not necessarily because there's no food to eat, but just because the host families, it's so incomprehensible.
Because you have to have it, like lunch and dinner, you have to have meat and like either rice or pasta, and if not those two, potatoes, but that's they don't like to do that. And then there's, soup and
This culture loves to eat.
A lot.
They have 4 meals a day, breakfast, or pequeno almost, lunch, and jantar.
Which is breakfast, lunch no
like
named
snack.
meal, which is like a snack between breakfast
but it's
or
like
lunch
bigger
and dinner.
than a snack.
It's like it'd be like an American lunch between lunch and dinner, right?
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it's a 4th meal.
And then dinner, which is at
which
like
is a
9:30.
big deal. Very big deal.
Yeah. And then cheese, Portuguese cheese.
Portuguese cheese is good.
Almost every town has its own special cheese.
And its own special kind of pastry.
Oh, of course, pastries. And then, of course, now we can say, why did we come to Portugal?
I came to Portugal for various reasons. In the beginning, I didn't know much about this country. It's a small country. Very few people know a lot about it. Most people think it's in South America or that they speak Spanish or something. But for the record, it's in Europe, next to Spain. We speak Portuguese. Not Brazilian, not Spanish. And so anyway, I came to Portugal because in general, it has beautiful weather, although today it's not that obvious. The language is absolutely beautiful and pretty useful too. It's in Europe, which I really wanted to be in Europe. And Cristiano Ronaldo is an absolutely gorgeous soccer player. And he's one of the only things I knew about Portugal when I chose to come here. But he's gorgeous. Although no one really likes him here. They all think he's kind of a very good
creepy little
person.
Barbie man.
Why'd you come to Portugal, Jeff?
Well, I like the language. I have a couple friends who speak it back home. And I like the food a lot. Like I said, I have some friends from Portugal. Their parents are from Portugal, so I've had that before. And I really wanted to come to a place where it's sunny. I didn't want to go, freeze all year. I mean, I'd rather be somewhere nice and sunny. But like she said, today's not really a great example of that weather. But, and then there's it's close to the beach, most of the country. I mean, the farthest away you can be from the beach is like 4. Are you kidding me?
If you live like
2.
in Castelo Branco.
It's 2 hours to the coast. The closest coast.
It's way more than that.
Okay, 3.
Anyway.
We'll just say 3.
3, okay, compromise.
There we go. And so it's not far to the beach. I mean, the beaches are pretty nice. And
yeah.
And then...
The water's cold though, really cold.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Atlantic Ocean's not known for its warmth.
No.
The nightlife is really, really fun. It's definitely different than what we're used to in America.
Yeah. Be warned that usually you go out to like 3 or 4 in the morning, and that's normal.
Yeah, my curfew's 5 o'clock.
Mine's anywhere from 4 to 6, depends where I go.
So it's definitely different. and you have to be careful. You just have to be careful, but it's fun, and it's a good way to make friends.
Yeah.
School?
School, yeah. It's boring.
Really boring.
It's just a bunch of lectures, pretty much. So you sit there and you become very creative in class and figure out different things to do. I color graph paper.
I make lists.
And I read.
I definitely read.
Oh yeah. And so you pretty much sit there the entire time while the teacher talks.
But
talks.
It's kind of cool because they have very different schedules than we have in the States, where everyone goes at the same time. So I never start class. Well, only on Tuesdays do I start class early in the morning. I always get to sleep in, which is nice.
Yeah. Like now it's 11:35 in the morning. I don't start till 3.
On a Monday, I don't start till 1:30.
So I mean, normally we would still be in bed sleeping, but we decided to
wake up just for you.
Yeah. Public transportation. It's great. We have the metro, then we have the bus, and then we have the trains.
And the electric trolleys.
Yeah, the trolleys, that's true.
They're fun.
They're fun, but they're so slow.
They are really slow,
but
they're really fun.
You can pretty much get anywhere in the country and to Spain with the public transportation.
It's pretty cheap too.
Yeah, I mean, to get to where I used to live, I switched families, from Lisbon to the beach where I lived. It's about 40 minutes by train and walking. It was €1.25, which is really good. And then
it's really nothing.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, public transportation is awesome. What else?
Okay. Well, things to try.
Okay. Things to try.
Things you'll probably end up trying if you come to Portugal. Well, of course, if you live in Lisbon or in the area around, surfing probably, because
I'm horrible. I'm absolutely horrible at surfing. I tried it for the first time this weekend. It's so bad.
Yeah, because it usually one person will start, and then like at least this year, almost 7 or 8 people are doing surfing now, lessons.
Annie's getting pretty good.
Yeah, so is Lenny. Anyway.
Fish with eyes on it, which can be a little scary the first few times.
Yeah, you'll get the plate with the fish on it. Don't expect the head cut off, the tail's cut off. It's just the fish.
Sometimes it's gutted.
Sometimes. Good luck with that.
But it's pretty good, and you get used to it.
And snails, they're not only for France.
No.
We have them here, but they're a lot smaller, right?
Yeah,
they're a lot smaller, and they don't taste like, it's not overloaded with garlic and salt. It actually tastes like snails. Wine.
Lots of wine.
Portuguese people love their wine. There's port wine, rosé wine, green wine, red wine, white wine. Any other wine?
Sangria.
Madeira wine. I think that's about it.
Yeah, you'll probably have wine for at least fancy dinners, and sometimes for every dinner.
Yeah, depending on your family.
It's normal. It's good. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, I mean, of course, then sometimes you get really bad ones.
Anyway. So, warning, your English skills will deteriorate immensely as your Portuguese gets better.
Or even if it doesn't get better, you will lose your English skills. All the other exchange students from the other countries will be like, oh, we've learned so much English this year, and you'll be like, what? I don't remember. What's that word?
I got a 15 on my last English test.
I got 13. Oh, and just so you know, the grades are out of 20.
Yeah, so it's not that bad, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
But and if you take another foreign language in school, because no one takes Portuguese in schools, but I used to speak French, can't speak a word anymore.
Nope, neither can I.
It's pretty bad.
And just so you know, don't speak Spanish to the Portuguese people. They don't like it.
They won't like it at all.
First try Portuguese if you know it. Then try French, then English, then Spanish. It's like Spanish is your last resort. They don't like Spanish people.
But it's kind of cool because now that I can understand and speak Portuguese, I can understand Spanish. And if you bite your toe, you can speak Spanish too.
That's pretty true.
The languages are really, really similar. But
yeah.
Don't tell any Portuguese people that we said that.
Or else. Yeah, not good.
Alright, anything else?
I don't
think so.
So,
yeah, Portugal's a great country.
Come, you can make friends for life out of everyone else. And, have fun. Whatever.
Ciao.
Ciao, adios.